The Internet of Things is a system of interrelated computing devices, mechanical and digital machines, objects, animals or people that are provided with unique identifiers and the ability to transfer data over a network without requiring human-to-human or human-to-computer interaction.
The banks are able to analyze how customers use ATM kiosks in various areas and reduce or increase the installation of ATMs in those areas depending on the volumes of usage. Besides, banks can also utilize IoT to bring in on-demand service nearer the customer by installing kiosks and increasing the accessibility of banking service to the customers. IoT over customer data helps banks identify the business needs of their customers, their value chain, for example, retailers, suppliers, and distributors. The data also helps banks to gain customer insight. The information about customers that is available through IoT helps banks to provide value-added service.
Banks can also predict fraud in credit card and debit transactions that allowing them to take appropriate measures to prevent the problem. When a customer swipes their card, they provide verification of the account holder through device location and depending on the information garnered, the bank is able to confidently decline or approve the transaction.
Hello, my name is Margaret Reed and I am the Risk Officer for North America. My team and I are responsible for making sure that when Visa transactions happen, they happen in a safe and secure way. Contactless cards, or tap-to-pay as we call them, are cards that communicate with a point-of-sale terminal using wireless technology. So you know if your card has contactless or tap-to-pay capability by looking for the symbol that will appear on every card, whether on the front or the back. Paying with a tap-to-pay card is just the same as paying with a contact chip card, and the same security protects both transactions. There's less information that's shared in a contactless transaction than there are in other types of transactions that you may do. So for example, there's no name used for the transaction, and the 3-digit code that's on the back of the card is never shared either. So in fact, there's less information that's shared in a contactless transaction than other types. We've heard some concerns that people have had that criminals could actually try to read the information off their card that's in a wallet or in their back pocket. But in practical terms, that's highly unlikely, in part because the reader of the information has to be very close to the card to be able to pick up the data from the card. So that would feel very uncomfortable. And at the end of the day, the criminals are only going to get one card at a time. And that's not really what they're interested in. Every time you use a Visa card, we're using multiple layers of technology to protect a transaction. So for example, we use artificial intelligence to monitor for suspicious activity.
Paying someone new and editing account details should require additional checks to verify that it's really you making changes. We want banks to send notifications when details are altered to alert you to a potential breach. However, we mark them down if this message included a phone number or link to a login page. This is because scammers can replicate texts and emails to trick you into calling them or entering your details on a fake websites. If banks never included phone numbers or website links in their communications, it would make scam attempts easier to spot. Another application of IoT in banking is auto logout for online banking apps. Banks were penalized if they let us log in from multiple browsers or computers at the same time. This should be flagged as a potential attack, or if they allowed us to flip forward and back in the browser. Banks will log you out after a period of inactivity, but we want them to restrict customers to one active session at a time and to not add an extra step to complete logout. Although this is compliant with current industry guidance, we think it's safer to instantly close the session.
Banks use the Internet of Things and other banking applications to resolve the conflict that is seen in traditional branch banking due to mobile banking. For instance, biometric sensors can be used to garner user data when they enter the bank and rely that information to the main system. Using smart branches, it allows the manager of the bank to reduce the number of staff as well as maintain costs while also reducing the client waiting time. The manager creates a link communication system between various branches in different locations. The BMO Harris Bank tested such smart branch where no real employees are present. In this case, a user is often guided by technology-based system or chatbot.
You're here to show me a little bit about the live video teller here, but you would be here for anybody. I just happen to be lucky to have you today.
Absolutely, you're correct.
So why don't we get started and walk me through
Okay.
the live video teller. What is this all
right.
about?
So when you come in, so what you're going to do is you're actually just going to touch the screen. So simply touch the screen to get started. So there's nothing else needed to actually activate this service other than to touch your finger to the screen.
Well, that's good. That would be my first instinct is, I don't know what I'm doing, let me just touch a bunch of stuff.
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly. And now we have Jason.
Well, hi, Jason. It's Liz with Business Connection. I'm here with Matt.
Jason, how are you?
Hey, Matt, I'm good. How are you?
Good, doing very well, thank you. And so ultimately, so once Jason comes on the screen, then you would just let him know what brings you in. So whether that's make a deposit, to do a withdrawal, cash a check, and then he can walk you through the rest from there.
That's great. And I'm just speaking out loud here, so Jason, you hear me just fine. But if I wanted to maybe talk with Jason a little bit more one-on-one or personally with some information, I see there's a handset here.
Correct.
So I could just pick up the handset and Jason, can you hear me now? I am. Well, this is really nice. That's a nice convenient to get to talk to Jason. Well, Jason, I'm going to go back on live audio, so thanks for letting me see what this is all about. So that works out really well, and I can do everything I want here. I can deposit, I can get money, I can take care of all my needs.
Correct, and the real convenience to this is that you don't need the traditional slips. So your deposit slips, your withdrawal slips, you wouldn't actually have to fill those out beforehand. And unlike an ATM where it's activated by a card, like I mentioned, it's activated simply by you touching your finger to the screen. So at the worst case, very worst, what you would need is just your ID, which you'd set on the window there, and that would help identify you, and then they would take you through the rest of the transaction.
So if I didn't know my account number, or I wanted to talk about balance, or I wanted to transfer some money from one account to another, Jason gets to help me with all of that.
Correct, absolutely. That is correct.
And you're here too to help me get used to all this.
Exactly. We are here to walk you through from start to finish.
Great. Well, that's a great way of being very supported with some high tech and getting to see Jason over at another location.
Yes.
That's excellent.
Yes.
Anything else I need to know about the live video teller?
So yes, so the live teller is also available in our drive-through as well. So you actually have two of them located in the second and third lanes outside.
That's great.
So they're activated just the same way. So touch the screen after you pull up in your car, and then someone like Jason will come on the screen and help to walk you through the transaction.
Well, it seems like it's the best of all worlds here, that you guys have really thought of everything for us.
It is, absolutely.
Thanks for taking me through a little tour. Jason, thanks for being on the other line, and we'll say thank you.
All right, you're very welcome. Thank you.